Hi everyone! This week I chose to do Toontastic because we do a storytelling unit with the kids, with the preschool kids. So this way, after we do the unit, they would be able to kind of create their own story and make these little characters come to life. So this part is technically called the beginning. So they would be able to kind of figure out their characters, their setting, what they want to do in space in this instant, move the characters around, talk about what they're doing, things like that. And then after that, they'll be able to create a couple more parts of the story. But I thought this tied in really great to storytelling and gave them a different way to create a story, bring it to life in their own way, and practice some of their drawings and things like that. I created my own character right here so they can do that as well. So this is technically the middle of the story where you kind of think of a problem happening. They give the kids a little scene at the beginning to demonstrate what they mean by having a problem. So in the one that they had, they showed an alien getting stuck under some rocks and someone helping them get out of the rocks. So the kids can kind of create their own problem and see how they are going to solve it. It's not really an issue, but one thing is that this is timed. I think it's probably about a minute. It shows you at the top a white little band how long you have. So it kind of does allow the kids to get their ideas in without rambling. So keeps them at a time limit, but also allows them to get in like a little short story, which is nice so we don't have, super long stories or super short stories. They're all kind of like the same length. So this is technically the ending of the story for this one. So you can kind of wrap up the story, put a conclusion in it. The students can talk about what they want to happen at the end. You can also add music to each of these scenes. This was the 3-part story. There's also a 5-part story where you can differentiate things for your students and see kind of if they are able to create a longer story, if they need something a little bit shorter, things like that. They can just go through, talk out their scene, and kind of move these little guys around and play like a little fantasy game as well, while they're creating a small short story that goes along with the unit that we do on storytelling and elements of stories such as characters, plots, settings, things like that. So I think it's a great way for students to make something come alive instead of just using the regular manipulatives that we use. I think it's a great way to make it. So if you want to, you can actually add more scenes than the 3 that this just allows at the end. If you kind of feel like your student's story is not finished, or if they want to add something else, you can go back and add a beginning, a middle, or an end if you would like. So that is a nice way to kind of see, okay, the student, they did their 3 beginning, middle, end, they're good there, or hey, I think that they can go a little bit more, let's add another scene and see what they come up with, just so they can get all of those elements of a story in that they have learned about their beginning, their middle, their end. They make sure they talk about the setting, talk about their characters. They can draw their own characters if they want. That's my little Alex character up there. They can also draw their own scenes if they want. I think I would probably let a little bit older kids do that. Some of mine aren't really too artistic quite yet, but I think this is a great way to bring storytelling and elements of a story to life.